Listen to me. If you are approaching retirement, or if you are already there, and you are doing it completely on your own, whether you are divorced, widowed, or you have been proudly independent your entire life, you need to wake up right now. Planning for retirement as a single person is not just a little bit different than planning as a couple. It is radically different. And if you try to use the standard, cookie-cutter retirement advice designed for couples, you are setting yourself up for a financial catastrophe. I don't want to see that happen to you. You have worked too hard, for too long, to let denial or fear ruin your future peace of mind. Let's get real. The ultimate problem when you are solo is that you are the only line of defense. You are the CEO, the CFO, the secretary, and the security guard of your financial life. When a couple retires, they have built-in structural safety nets. They have 2 social security checks. They can share household expenses, which means their cost of living per person is significantly lower. If one gets sick, the other is there to provide physical care and manage the household bills. But for you? You have one income stream. You have one life savings pot. And here is the brutal truth that hurts: living alone does not cost half of what it costs a couple to live. It costs about 70% to 80% of what a couple spends. Your roof costs the same to replace whether one person lives under it or 2. Your property taxes don't drop because you're single. Your electric bill, your internet, your home insurance, they don't care about your relationship status. You are paying a single-person premium just to exist, which means your money has to work twice as hard. I know what you are feeling because I talk to people just like you every single day. You are terrified of outliving your money. You lie awake at night asking yourself the ultimate fearful question: what happens to me if I get sick and cannot take care of myself? Who is going to step in? That fear paralyzes you, and because you are scared, you make emotional decisions instead of smart, powerful financial moves. The biggest, most expensive mistake I see single people make out of pure fear is claiming Social Security early. You get to age 62, you look at the system, you get scared that the money won't be there, or you just want the security of a check, so you sign up. Stop! When you are single, your Social Security check is your absolute best defense against inflation and longevity risk because it is guaranteed for as long as you breathe. If you claim at age 62 instead of waiting for your full retirement age, which is 67 for anyone born in 1960 or later, you are permanently slashing your monthly benefit by up to 30%. Now, let's look at your cash. Because you do not have a second income to lean on if the stock market crashes or an emergency hits, your liquidity needs to look different. Traditional financial advice says retirees should keep 1 to 2 years of living expenses in cash. For a single person, that is not enough security. I want you to build a structural cash buffer of 3 to 5 years of your needed portfolio withdrawals held in safe, highly liquid accounts, like high-yield savings accounts or short-term certificates of deposit. Why? Because if the stock market goes into a brutal downturn right after you retire, you do not want to be forced to sell your mutual funds or stocks at a massive loss just to pay your grocery bill. If you have a multi-year cash cushion, you can let the market crash, you can let it ride out the storm, and you won't care because your bills are covered by your cash reserve. That is how you buy yourself true peace of mind. You also have to look squarely at the monster of long-term care. According to the statistics, look at the numbers, you have a massive chance of needing some form of long-term care as you age. If you don't have a spouse to act as a caregiver, you will have to pay for that care out of your pocket. You need to look into long-term care insurance or a hybrid life insurance policy with a long-term care rider while you are still young enough and healthy enough to qualify. If you cannot afford the premiums, then your actionable takeaway is that you must plan to downsize early. Do not hold on to a giant, empty family home that drains your utility money and requires heavy maintenance. Sell it while you are healthy, capture that home equity, and move into a single-level, low-maintenance condo or an active adult community where maintenance is covered and a social support network is built right into the neighborhood. Loneliness and isolation are not just emotional hazards, they are financial hazards because they lead to poor, desperate decision-making. Finally, I want you to look at your tax situation. Single filers hit higher tax brackets much faster than married couples filing jointly. When you turn age 73 or 75, the government forces you to take required minimum distributions from your traditional IRAs and 401(k)s. If all your money is sitting in tax-deferred accounts, those forced distributions are going to collide with your Social Security income, push you into a brutal tax bracket, and trigger higher premiums for your Medicare Parts B and D. You need to start shifting your money now. If your employer offers a Roth 401(k) or 403(b), you need to put your money there so it grows completely tax-free. If you are already retired or transitioning, look into doing intentional, systematic Roth IRA conversions during lower income years. Pay the tax now on your terms, so that your money can grow and be withdrawn completely tax-free later. You do not want to be permanent partners with Uncle Sam in your 80s when you have no other income to protect you. I want you to hear me clearly. Being a single saver is a position of immense power if you choose to face reality. You do not have to compromise with anyone else. You get to decide exactly how you want to live. But that freedom requires absolute financial discipline. Stop hiding from the numbers. Check your accounts, build your cash buffer, protect your incapacity, and maximize your guaranteed income. Stand in your truth, protect yourself, and you will secure the safe, dignified, and beautiful retirement that you deserve.